Let's get into the previews here, Tom.
Let's do it.
Let's start things off with the what we got? We got little Colts and Texans action.
Yeah, you forgot because it was an awful game.
Yeah, it was NRG Stadium, bad. And well, this is a situation where both starting quarterbacks coming into this year are not going to play. I mean, Andrew Luck and Deshaun Watson. Let's face it, he should have been the starting quarterback. I'm throwing away the Tom Savage thing.
This is one play away from having both these teams having quarterbacks who weren't on the roster in the preseason.
This could have been such a fun game too, with Andrew Luck versus Deshaun Watson.
This was supposed to be a good game.
Yeah. So
and now we're not.
The line is Texans by 7. This could turn into a pick'em though.
Like, this feels like a pick'em game. Like, I think this line is going to continue to drop as we get closer to the starting time. I think more people are going to be betting on the Colts, because who wants to bet on the Texans with Tom Savage? We saw how bad they were at the beginning of the year. They were awful against Jacksonville. They couldn't move the ball on offense, and now their defense is banged up. So it really is a pick'em for me. So if I'm going with the spread, I'm picking the Colts. In terms of just actual pick'em, give me the Colts. I hate saying this. I don't like it. Give me Indianapolis. Where are you going, Cam? There's no right answer here.
Do you have a coin? Because I'm going to flip it.
I flipped it. It came
it's
up
Colts. We're going to Colts. You know what? I think they'll find a way to win. I think Jacoby Brissett could actually make the throws that Tom Savage can't. So with that, I will take I will take the Colts in this game. We do have a weigh-in about the Houston Texans. Can they make the playoffs? I mean, Tom, just right off the bat.
Without Deshaun Watson, no, they cannot. They cannot make the playoffs without Deshaun Watson. I don't think Tom Savage is anywhere near good enough to do that. He's just not.
So, all right, he's got the injury problem. Who you have, ladies and gentlemen, in this one? The Colts give us a heart, a wow face for the Texans. We have a who you got for every single game, so throw in those reactions as we go throughout every single preview here. You're going Colts, I'm going Colts. I think we feel pretty confident about that one. So that one in Houston, so we'll see if the Colts can get it done on the road. Moving on, though, Buccaneers and Saints. The Saints, you could say, somewhat of a surprise this year in the NFC.
I've been very pleasantly surprised by them. Happily surprised.
The Buccaneers, a big-time disappointment.
Yeah, very disappointed by them. Two very opposites here.
Yeah, so this pick is probably pretty easy for you, Tom.
Yeah, give me the Saints. At home, with a defense that's actually looked pretty competent as of late, which is a real surprise against the Bucs team that actually has a really bad defense. Look, the Saints, I think, are going to win this game. They've had a couple issues with turnovers lately, which I think will go away, especially against the Bucs team that hasn't really forced too many of them. So I see the number 2 offense and the number 20 defense versus the number 4 offense and the number 29 defense. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints in this one, too. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are dealing with an injury to Jameis Winston right now. He's been on the injury report this week with a shoulder. So something to monitor as we go forward and get the official report around 11:30 Eastern Time when the Buccaneers release their injury standings. So who you got, ladies and gentlemen? Throw out a heart for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a wow face for the Saints. Tom and I are throwing up our wow faces respectively.
Easy choice for me.
Quite simple indeed.
Which makes me concerned that I'm going to get it wrong somehow.
Well, you know what? Be positive, buddy. Be positive. How about Bengals and Jaguars? Saxonville, if you will. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to tee off on this Cincinnati offensive line. I think the tackles are in big-time trouble. Calais Campbell and company coming after Andy Dalton in this one. You mask the deficiencies of Blake Bortles, you'll be fine. Run a little Leonard Fournette coming off the bye. He's fresh. I think the Jaguars are going to roll here, Tom. I think they'll win somewhere around, say, 30-17, something like that.
It actually gives me a little pause if this is only a 5.5-point spread. Like, this is a home game for Jacksonville. Shouldn't it be higher?
You're worried.
I am a little worried. It's not quite curious line. We'll get to one of those later on. But I am a little bit worried. With that said, I think Jacksonville is going to win this game, even though the Bengals can, very quietly, have had a fantastic defense.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Carl Lawson, the rookie from Auburn, is flying under the radar because everyone's giving Myles Garrett the attention, understandably so, and Marshawn Lattimore. He is a legitimate candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's been that good. He has been a fantastic second pass rusher for the Bengals with Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap as well.
But the problem is he's playing in Cincinnati.
Yeah, no one cares.
So, exactly. So there you have it.
I say that as a person from Cincinnati.
Yes, so you can
so I'm allowed to say
You can say that, yes. All right, let's get to what is probably the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Kansas City Chiefs at the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, the big headline with that, Ezekiel Elliott will be playing at the running back position for the Cowboys. So you're happy.
Huge boost. Huge boost for the Cowboys. I had picked against them on our Dallas Cowboys Report show. I said without Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys do not win this game. They just don't. But Now that Zeke is back against the Chiefs defense that I think under the radar to an extent has not been good. People say, oh, Chiefs, they have a good defense. Not this year. Without Eric Berry, this team has not been the same.
Especially that secondary.
The secondary has been brutal, which means, Marcus Peters will be able to shut down Des Bryant, but outside of that, he's just going to have serious issues. So I think that you need to see Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley if he's healthy. He has been with a concussion. Ryan Switzer, Jason Witten, Bryce Butler, Terrence Williams. All these guys need to step up this week. And I think that'll be the case. So, Cam, I like the Cowboys this week. The defense has been better in terms of what they've done this year, especially with Sean Lee active and on the field.
This is a really tough one for me because I really want to pick the upset, if you will, in the Dallas Cowboys getting this win against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just not going to do it. I think Alex Smith will create enough plays with Kareem Hunt coming out of the backfield with Tyreek Hill. I think this is going to be a big Tyreek Hill game here, Tom.
I agree, because I don't know who on the Dallas Cowboys roster can cover Tyreek Hill.
It's going to be counterpunch after counterpunch in my eyes. It's going to be a fun one. So, obviously, we have that developing story bar at the top. Ezekiel Elliott going to play. So, who you got, ladies and gentlemen? You going with the Chiefs? You going with the Cowboys?
Are you on Team Cam or Team Tom?
Exactly. Heart for Team Cam, wow face for Team Tom, and throw in those reactions, and we'll be tracking them because we are, of course, completely live here on NFL Daily. So we'll be taking a look at what you guys feel the result will be in this game. Throw in your comments as well.
Perhaps I'm seeing pretty close to a 50-50 split. I do see a lot more wow faces coming in here right as we speak, though.
Okay, so Cowboys Nation rolling in with their reactions, and it looks like they're well represented in NFL Daily
I'm going to call it 50-50.
Okay.
I'm going to call it 50-50. Right. The spread, though, is in favor of the Cowboys. I'm surprised it's only gone up one so far, though. That's what interests me.
Okay. All right. So a little bit of an adjustment there in the spread, if you will. So there you go with the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Let's check in with the Titans and the Ravens here. The Baltimore Ravens traveling to Nashville in this one, Tom, and they're going to be taking on a team that, of course, has Marcus Mariota probably close to 100% at this point with the hamstring.
Big boost.
And for the Baltimore Ravens, they're coming off kind of a mini bye, that victory over Miami.
Yeah.
Give them a shot?
I'll call it a mini bye. And, yeah, I give them a shot because their defense is good, Cam. 10th this year in terms of total defense, meaning yards allowed. But the offense, it's bad. They're banged up front. They're missing some key players across the board, both on offense and defense. I don't believe in this Ravens team quite yet. This is going to be a big game for me in terms of the playoff picture. Both these teams are in the mix for a wild card spot. So the winner of this game gets a big leg up. We'll get to Downey's dozen later on in the show.
Yep.
But I got the Titans at home this week.
So this is like a potential wild card round preview, in a sense.
I don't know about preview, maybe more play-in.
Okay, play-in.
Like a play-in game.
Because you're giving the Jags the edge.
It's not really because I mean it could be that as well.
Yep.
But I think that it's kind of more not quite elimination game, but show what you got game. Key game for both these teams. I'm going to call it a must-win for both of them right now.
Corey Davis, by the way, coming back for the first time since week 2.
I'm excited to see him play.
So there you go.
I'm really excited. The dude can ball out. I'm also waiting to see Mike Williams eventually return. But Cam, I know you got Baltimore. I got Tennessee this week.
Yeah, I'm going the Ravens. I'm giving that heart out on Facebook Live right now. Tom, you're giving out that wow face, but that's totally fine. I still respect you, my friend, as the analyst here on the show.
I don't respect you.
Oh, that's okay. I understand that too. All right, let's get to Rams at Giants here. Oh, boy. I mean, total reverse here. You thought the Rams would probably be around 1-6 at this point in the season. The Giants, way better than that. Not the case. Sean McVay and that offense getting it done. Meanwhile, the Giants, they're without their best offensive lineman and Justin Pugh.
Honestly, they're without their best two. Weston Richburg is also not going to play. Also not going to play is Olivia Vernon and Kerry Wynn, two key members of that defensive line. Vernon is maybe their best pass rusher. No offense to Jason Pierre-Paul. Vernon's that good. Kerry Wynn was their third option. So add that up all together, a team that's now without their best two offensive linemen, their best player in Odell Beckham Jr., one of their best defenders in Vernon.
Oh, Janoris Jenkins.
Jenkins also suspended. Give me the Rams. My goodness.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but 3.5-point spread?
Is that curious?
Is that our curious line of the week?
I think it's got to be.
Like, that seems very low. I know it's a road game. Give me the Rams. This should not be close. Of course, I said that about Denver, and then Denver lost.
Yeah,
to
that's
the
a good
Giants.
point. But I'll take the Rams all the way in this one. I think the Rams will be fresh, ready to roll against this Giants team that just is running out of talent on the field at this point. Let's face it, that's where we're at.
Just running out of bodies right now.
Yeah, they're running out of bodies. And so that game, 1 o'clock Eastern time on Fox. That one might be a bit of a clunker. This one takes the cake, though, for the worst game of the week. Hey, Tom, it's Drew Stanton, C.J. Beathard, coming at you on Fox.
If you had told the casual fan at the beginning of the year that you were going to see a game of Drew Stanton facing C.J. Beathard, they'd have gone, wait, who's playing? Is this the CFL?
So true.
Is this a CFL game?
Oh, boy.
These are not well-known people. These are players that are just not good. So I don't know who to pick, Cam, because both these teams are putrid. If the Cardinals had Carson Palmer, it'd be an easy pick for me.
Yep, they're favored by 2.
That doesn't really make me feel any better, though. Can you give me an argument for both teams as to why I should pick them, Cam?
Well, I think the Cardinals at least have some talent on defense. You have Peterson, you have the Honey Badger, you have a front seven that can disrupt what is really a bad offensive line for the 49ers. Joe Staley out for the year now. Obviously, very significant injury at that. So I think the Cardinals' defense is going to be the story of this game. Create a couple turnovers, maybe a play in the special teams. I'm going to put a little more faith, believe it or not, Tom, in Drew Stanton over C.J. Beathard.
Okay, I'm going to as well. I am reminded, do you remember last year's Thursday night game between these two teams?
Yes. Where
they didn't score until like 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, and it was like neither team could move the football, and then ended up being a bunch of high scoring. This is going to be that type of game. So ugly as can be, the Cardinals, though, win. I just think Drew Stanton gets just enough done in terms of, not sucking. I think they're going to try and feed Adrian Peterson as best they can. He's going to get like 25 carries.
If this were a college game, it'd be the 12 o'clock game on Big Ten Network, something like that. Drew Stanton versus C.J. Beathard.
Purdue, Illinois type game.
Oh, yeah. So who you got, ladies and gentlemen? Throw out your hearts for the Cardinals, a wow face for the San Francisco 49ers. If you don't care, throw in a comment. Just say, we don't care, move on, which is exactly what we're going to do.
50-50 split again. I see laughing faces, which I think means that no one's going to win.
Exactly.
It ends in a tie.
Yeah,
overtime
it
game
should
right
be a
here.
tie. Falcons at Panthers. This is a big one in the NFC South here. Cam Newton going to be playing without Kelvin Benjamin in this one, of course, for really the rest of his career, we could say, because Kelvin Benjamin is now with the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Atlanta Falcons, they're coming off kind of a wet, gross victory over the New York Jets last Sunday. This is going to be a close game, I feel. Maybe something around 20-19, something like that, Tom.
Fair. I'm going to read off the list of Panthers receivers. And, Cam, I might have thrown in a fake name, so if you see a fake name, let me know.
Okay.
All
Two
right.
truths and a lie.
Devin Funchess.
That's real.
That's a real player. All right. Curtis Samuel.
Real.
All right. Russell Shepard.
Real.
Kalen Clay.
Real.
Bretton Burson.
Not real.
That one's real.
Wait, what? Who the heck is Bretton Bolson?
Bretton Burson's a real player.
Burson? What the heck?
Those are the Panthers receivers, and I'm not including Christian McCaffrey because he's technically a running back. He is now their best, receiver on offense. This, I think, is a Falcons game to win, even though it's on the road. They've been good on the road. The Panthers defense will put up a good fight. The Panthers don't know what the hell to do on offense, Cam.
Yeah.
They are supposed to be a power run team with Cam Newton taking play action shots deep downfield. Their personnel is indicative of a West Coast offense, but that's not who Cam Newton is. So they got to make a decision on their offense. There was the report that McCaffrey had a separate playbook, which was inaccurate, but it wasn't really, because when McCaffrey's in the game, the offense totally changes. I don't know what the Panthers are doing, so I got the Falcons. I think the Falcons, by the way, especially if Zeke ends up getting suspended again, because that situation is not over yet, the Falcons will make the postseason.
For all the Devontae Freeman fantasy owners out there, he is good to go this weekend.
Yeah, I've been battling some minor stuff.
Yeah, and meanwhile for Carolina, Pro Bowl center Ryan Khalil not playing.
All the more reason. Give me Atlanta.
Not playing in this
Give me
one.
Atlanta.
So
oh my
he
goodness.
is ruled out. But with that all said, I'm taking the Panthers. I think they find a way.
Really?
I think the defense creates some plays.
The defense is good. I will give you that.
Atlanta has won their last 3 against Carolina, though, so they're going to have to stop that trend. The Panthers have to. So there you have it. That one in Carolina this week. How about Broncos at Eagles? Brock Osweiler at the helm.
Lobster, baby. I think that Brock Lobster is going to look competent.
Yeah. I believe that.
Because
especially
he's going to look better than Trevor Siemian did.
How can you not?
I am going to toot my own horn here, Cam, and producer Brett Scott better give me a cookie later. I called this at the beginning of the year, that we would see Brock Osweiler get some playing time for the Denver Broncos, because I thought that Trevor Siemian just wasn't very good. And when Paxton Lynch got it, I'm like, okay, Siemian's going to be awful, and Osweiler will play, and he's going to look not awful because, Cam, time is a flat circle, my friend. It all comes back.
You've said that to me a few times. I don't even know what that means. I've said to you a lot.
Yeah, but time is everything is circular, man. It all comes back in the end. Brock Osweiler comes in for an injured quarterback, and he looks okay, and someone gives him a big contract this offseason. Maybe not that far.
You got to stop reading Dr. Seuss or something.
Not Dr. Seuss.
Broncos at Eagles. You got the Eagles?
Yeah, I got the Eagles.
Okay, I'm going to take the Eagles
That's
as
a
well.
no-brainer.
Pretty confident in that one. Throw your wow face for the Eagles, folks. How about a heart for the Broncos as well? Denver Broncos, that defense can only do so much.
I want to read off this comment from Danny Lugo. Eagles should be put on death row for the beating they are going to give the Broncos.
Wow.
I thought that was a great comment, Danny.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Thank you, Danny.
Continuing along our slate here, Tom, talking about the Redskins at the Seattle Seahawks. Big time.
No Earl Thomas.
No Earl Thomas in the secondary.
That's a big difference for them. We saw it last year. When they don't have Earl Thomas, that secondary has major problems, and they've had issues this year in general.
Are you smelling an upset in Seattle?
No, because the Redskins' offensive line is beat up as can be.
Oh, yeah, there's that. Trent Williams, et cetera.
If they were healthy, maybe.
Yeah.
But at home for Seattle, Seahawks, they are a much better team at home than they are on the road. We've seen that for the past few years now.
So the Seattle Seahawks, a team that is coming off of a shootout victory over the Deshaun Watson-led Houston Texans. And for Seattle, they're starting to hit their stride, although it's a good point in mentioning Earl Thomas because I think it's significant. When he is out, sometimes there are communication problems in the secondary. You already saw some issues in the secondary last week. With him out this week, it's obviously of concern. Here's the good news, though. The Redskins don't have anybody to beat you deep. I mean, Jamison Crowder, he's too small. And Terrell Pryor, he's not in sync with Kirk Cousins.
Josh Stockton only plays in the red zone. Terrell Pryor is barely playing these days. Ryan
Jordan
Grant's
Reed is
a slot
out.
guy. Vernon Davis is nice. Chris Thompson is good in the flats. But, yeah, no, this is going to be a Seahawks win. Maybe it's closer because of the injury to Earl Thomas, but I believe that this will be a Seahawks win, and I feel pretty confident saying that. At home, give me Seattle.
I'm throwing up my wow face, too. Give me the Seattle Seahawks in this one, and throw up your reactions, too, ladies and gentlemen, because we are live, so we'll be tracking your reactions. Give us a heart for the Redskins, a wow face for the Seattle Seahawks. That game in the late window on Fox. All right, how about Sunday Night Football? Raiders and Dolphins. Do you think the NBC executives are kicking themselves right now?
NBC execs thought, oh, yeah, man, we got two playoff teams around Week 9. They're both going to be above 500. They'll both be in very strong positions for a playoff spot. And then right now they're like, oh, my God, we have the worst offense in the NFL in Miami and a Raiders team that looks completely different than what we saw last year. Crap. This is not going to help their viewership at all. Yeah, this is look, I want to see more from Oakland. The defense I knew was going to be an issue. The offense, which was so good last year, has serious problems. They haven't been able to run the football. Maybe they really miss Austin Howard. I just don't understand that at all.
So Jay Cutler's going to play for Miami.
Yeah, he's going to put up some nice yards.
You've got Devontae Parker coming back, too.
Sneaky daily fantasy play, by the way.
The Raiders are struggling in the secondary right now. I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to put up a lot of points, but they might put up a lot of points.
I agree with you. The Raiders' defense is bad, and if, maybe getting rid of Jay Ajayi will help them. I don't know how that would be the case, but weird things happen in the NFL.
Right.
Ewing theory. You get rid of maybe your best player, and then you get better all of a sudden.
Addition by subtraction, maybe?
Exactly, which I never understood math, but yes.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. But with all that said, I actually still think the Raiders are going to find a way to win this game. I put a lot more trust in Derek Carr than, say, a Jay Cutler. It's just as simple as that. I think the Raiders are more talented on the offensive side of the ball. And the Dolphins are at a point in the season where I think they're at a crossroads, Tom. Because when you have a situation where a team is at 4-3 at the trade deadline in prime position to get in the playoff hunt, and they're looking at shopping their best wide receiver, Jarvis Landry, and they trade away their best running back, it's kind of odd. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I don't really have a great answer for you other than that I don't think there was something wrong with Jay Ajayi in Miami, be it the knee, be it his attitude, be it his fit in the offense, I guess maybe. He was inconsistent last year. 200-yard game, 25-yard game. And I think we saw more than 25-yard Jay Ajayi this year, not 200-plus-yard game Jay Ajayi. And then with Jarvis Landry, they had a very high asking price. They wanted a first-round pick, which they were not going to get because he is a pending free agent. That's why they looked to shop him. They're worried they're not going to keep him.
All right, so there you have it, folks. Let's get into our final game here, Monday Night Football. Lions at the Green Bay Packers. Brett Hundley versus Matt Stafford in this one. And, Tom, this is actually kind of tough for me, but although I do smell an upset.
The ESPN execs are also like, oh, man, Aaron Rodgers against the rival.
Exactly.
Oh, crap, no Aaron Rodgers. I refuse to believe in the Packers without Aaron Rodgers. I don't mind Brett Hundley. I don't think he's that good, though. And I think Detroit is a better team than their record indicates that they are. Give me the Lions this week.
I think we have an upset.
Upset.
I do.
Okay.
I think we have an upset on Monday Night Football. I think the Green Bay Packers find a way to play the Detroit Lions well and get that victory. Hey, Tom, remember way back, say, 6 years ago when a certain backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers beat a certain Lions team.
So that was
Matt
that
Flynn,
was a much
Snowball?
worse Lions team.
Okay, actually the Lions were in the playoff hunt at that point. So they were jogging for seeding and everything. So, I mean, I guess you could still make the argument they were worse back then, but still,
It's fair.
I'm going to lean towards the Packers.
The Lions do not play well in Green Bay. They've won once at Green Bay since 1991.
Right. So
They do not play well at Lambeau Field for whatever reason.
Aaron Rodgers or not. So I am picking the Green Bay Packers. Hey, folks, it's NFL Daily Preview Edition. Cam Rogers alongside Tom Downey. Tom,